This is the first edition of Fashion and Representation on Fashion Side.
Okay, President. So the first thing is get to know each other. So we are starting.
This is awkward. What's your name?
My name is Olamide.
Orlando. My name is Ali.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. You like
Yes.
you everything.
How?
I feel that.
Okay.
All you feel right. Good. All you feel right. I don't.
What's the favorite with?
You
You
don't.
have
Okay.
Fashion has to do with style, and style is the way you say this is who I am without even speaking. So fashion it's a lifestyle, it's a way of life, it's culture, it's beauty. In fact, fashion is representation itself, and it's also identity. How you want to be identified with. Yeah.
I mean, I agree with him. I think fashion, representation, and identity are intertwined. The way you express yourself fashionably is a representation of your identity. So, if you identify as something, you represent yourself as the thing through the way you dress, through the way you style yourself. So they're very similar. They're intertwined.
Yeah, to a large extent, how you dress actually determines how you are being addressed sometimes. The saying, it goes along with the saying that you are dressed the way you are dressed. There is even a popular saying by an anonymous author in this that says, knowledge is power. He also said, what character and fashion actually gives you respect. If I dress like a senator today, no doubt, when people see me, they know that there is something. I've had cases where somebody tell me that, are you an honorable? Because of the way I dress. So to a very large extent, the way you dress sometimes, tells the people, tell people how they want to actually speak to you, and how you actually you want to be identified. If I'm dressing like a tout every day, of course, even if I'm not a tout, somehow telling people that okay, you can address me as a tout. So so to a very large extent it does.
Yeah, I agree with him. Your fashion ethic is very important, and it signifies what you identify as, because identity is like a constant presentation of yourself in a certain manner. And so, if you dress a certain way time and time again, it is, it's synonymous. You can say, oh, this person's identity is this because the person dresses like this. So yes, I mean they can exist outside of each other, but most times the way you dress is the way you identify. So yes.
Okay. So has there been any time where you show, to a large extent, some part of your body to attract a guy?
Absolutely no, I don't.
And has there been any time you're attracted to a lady based on the fact that she exposed some part of her body?
Well, no, attraction differs.
Okay.
It's very relative. It depends on what you think attraction is.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, it's very relative. What I think attraction is sometimes for a sapiosexual person who actually believes that intellectual conversation and knowledge, I can be attracted to someone based on conversations that we have, and if the person is intelligent. So it doesn't have to do with body. I will give them a word from one of my favorite philosophers. Socrates said, man, know yourself. For an unexamined life is not worth living. It is important to actually examine the kind of life you want to live and how you want people to also examine you and see you. So if you want people to see you in the limelight of, in the light of, okay, maybe you are this, you are that, then it all depends on you. So, but yeah, my advice to everyone is there's nothing wrong in being modest with your dressing. It's not a bad thing to do.
It's also very attractive.
And it's also attractive too. I mean, have you seen ladies who actually dress very modest on a Monday with all their cool shapes? And that is very, very sexy. I call that sexy because, I mean, there's not, body is not actually the whole thing.
Yeah.
So,
It's for sex sells. Every time, sex always sells. So, I mean, if you're promoting it, it appeals to the eyes. So most people would, but to say that people that are well dressed are intimidated by people that are usually your class.
You know,
Like overstatement.
yeah.
I don't think
Fallacious.
exactly. I don't think that's true. It's not true because I mean, outside, if I should see somebody that's wearing little to nothing, I mean, personally, I don't, call out people, but then I'm like, I have a perception in my head, I like it or not. Do you understand? So, and whereas if I see somebody else that's fully clothed, I'm like, okay, I have a perception of that person too. But to say that my perception of the person that is not wearing enough clothes is greater than my perception of somebody that's well dressed is a gross overstatement. Sorry.
Mr. Lamlari.
Well, first, I think we need to understand that the society is, when it comes to moral, is decaying little by little, and over time, it has begun to affect our judgment of things. So, yeah, people celebrate nudity, but does it make it right?
Exactly.
That is the first question, I don't think anyone actually wants to expose his or her own self to such kind of activity. So the truth is, just because people celebrate it doesn't make it right, you understand? So we celebrate a lot of things that are not right, you get, but it doesn't mean that we should not shift from what is the norm. And like you said, it is not actually the norm.
Yeah, it's not the norm.
It is not the norm. It is just what people are trying to make the norm.
Yeah.
But it can never be, or maybe an intimidating factor for who dress well.
Yeah.
I've seen people who wear crazy jeans. I've seen people who dress, but it's never a problem. Crazy jeans is not bad. Don't quote me. Because I do wear them. It depends on how you want to wear them.
Exactly. It depends how crazy.
How crazy the jeans is. So, yeah.
Okay. So regarding what you said about crazy jeans, so jeans actually started during the Second World War and is as a result of depression look. So based on that, and those who knows this history, anytime you put on crazy jeans, do you think these people have perception and also believe that this person must be depressed because it's a depression look?
Well, speaking of crazy jeans, because I'm a fashion person, a lot of things came from different historical background. For example, people who sag, it has an history of an inmate, prison and so on. So now these things have mixed with fashion. Now crazy jeans over time has become accepted in society, and now it has been mixed with fashion. I rock crazy jeans sometimes, and when you see it, there's still some level of modesty in it.
Exactly.
Do you understand? It depends on what part of my body is actually crazy.
Yeah.
If you open the knee, if the jeans is open in the knee, it's a sense of fashion. You get?
Yeah.
And fashion is relative. Fashion is beautiful. It's an expression.
Exactly.
So it's one of those ways to express yourself as a stylist or a fashion person. But yeah, are you being crazy because you are wearing crazy jeans? No. You've seen a lot of normal people.
Like if you see me wearing crazy jeans and I wear a lot of jewelry and I'm wearing colorful clothes, because does it look like I'm depressed if I'm being that like expressive with my clothing? I mean, yes, it has a historical background of being because of depression, but then things evolve over time. So yeah. I mean, we are all different. People have different body types. Some people are big, some people are slim, some people are tall, some people are short. So, I feel like in the way you express yourself, you also want to look good. You also want to look presentable. You also want to dress in a way that accentuates your features. So yes, fashion can be a way to still present yourself as stylish, regardless of what you look like. Do you understand? So I mean, regarding how a certain body type is dressed because of the way they look, I just think you should find things that complement the way you are created. And I don't think that people should stifle certain clothes to certain body types. Do you understand? Like now, some people say, oh, if you have the upside down triangle, please don't come up with these things. If you have the upside down triangle body shape, you should not wear jeans that are skinny. You have to wear flared jeans and all of those things. And people disregard factors like money, like time, like, I don't know, like what if I don't have money to buy flared jeans? What if I have only skinny jeans? I don't know, as long as you look good and presentable, and as long as you are comfortable. So I think you can express yourself in any way that's convenient.
Okay, Mr. Damlari.
Well, I'm going to actually agree with that, and also then add a little bit. I think convenience is what matters when it comes to fashion. So there are days where I put on skinny jeans. If skinny jeans is not going to be okay for you as a big size person, then you don't need to wear it, because it all depends on the convenience. And if it's going to be okay with you, it's fine. So, like I said, fashion is very, very limited.
Exactly.
You know, and one way fashion can actually affect these things is that if you are a fashion person and you love styles a lot, it can even be a form of motivation for you.
Yeah.
For example, if you have a big body type and you love fashion so much, it can actually affect you in such a way that you want to go to the gym and have a very nice body.
So
Fashion
I
can
fit
motivate.
into
Yeah,
it.
you can fit into whatever you want. So fashion motivates.
So fashion is a form of motivation also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it motivates too. I know days where I see some clothes that I want them to fit well on my body, so
Yeah.
I have to go and work out very well for days so that I can actually fit into the outfit. So yeah, it motivates too. So,
Okay.
I mean, first of all, who is an African fashionista?
African fashionista.
yeah,
Like,
that-
what's the like? It depends
how
on
do you define
how do you define an African
African
fashionista.
fashionista?
So if I wear Ankara most days than not, am I an African fashionista? And am I not an African fashionista just because I'm not wearing Kari? What if I'm wearing Ashoki? I'm wearing Kente from Ghana. I'm wearing beads, those Edo red beads. Am I not an African fashionista?
I mean, if it begs the question also: if a white person puts on cowries and the likes, does it make the white person
An African fashionista.
Okay.
You know, these are the questions now.
Exactly. So, and I think that being African, I mean, you cannot drive it into just one corner. Do you understand? There are different things that make somebody African. There are different countries in Africa. There are different traditions. So, being an African fashionista you cannot exonerate yourself from being an African fashionista just because you do not incorporate one African thing into your whole aesthetic.
So, like she said, curry is not enough.
Exactly.
So one is not an African fashion person. I mean, we have a lot of things. Yeah, fine. Curry has a long history in African history, like the long history in African roots. The whole thing from Nigeria to everywhere. I mean, it's even popular among the Mende culture. But then, is it actually a determinant of you being an African fashionista? I mean, anyone who actually is able to blend in stuffs from Africa, starting from the beads, our style, materials, and all those things.
I think that if you're a fashionista, I'd expect that you would know how to put courage into your outfit. But then if not, it's also fine. You're still a fashionista, don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've both spoken for quite some time, so get to know each other again.
Hi. My
Nice. It comes natural now.
My name is Andy.
Damn, as always. Nice to meet you.
Nice
Pleased to meet you.
Please meet you too.
Yeah, with this sense of fashion.
Thank you.
Let's get after the show.